Soccer over the past few years has been going through a drastic change, and if it keeps on the course, it will change the sport as a whole. Personally, I've been following this for a long time. The impact between the U.S. and the Middle East buying players and buying teams has really changed the dynamic within the sport. The influence of especially Saudi Arabia has grown tremendously with them buying players such as Ronaldo, Benzema, Conte, all found professional players, and the U.S. has done so too. Most notably with the arrival of Messi this summer, and they're spending millions on these players to bring players to both the U.S. and the Middle East. They're trying to revamp their leagues using these big name players and bring in money and sponsorships to do so. Saudi Arabia is the most notable one in the Middle East, and they're pumping tremendous amounts of money into their league to bring players and buy teams. A New York Times publisher, Tariq Panja and Ahmed Al-Almiran, has stated in a 2023 article, "The gap is getting too large and the financial strain does not allow us to compete with other clubs." That is referring to the fact that the top clubs in Saudi are now miles ahead of the teams that didn't get this investment and didn't get all the players that play in Europe. And another 2023 article by Patricia Manzini, a New York Times publisher, stated, "Invariably, the moneyed elites who increasingly administer world sports will turn a blind eye to the plight of the migrant workers," which refers to all the workers in the Middle East who have been have injustices done and have been even killed. Most notably in the Qatar World Cup, where there was thousands of workers that came over and that died on the job, and it wasn't reported by Qatar. Saudi Arabia obviously isn't the only country that's doing this. The U.S. has done it, and it's made an impact by bringing over players for years now. But recently, Messi's arrival has increased that and has increased the popularity of the sport in the country. James Wagner, a New York Times publisher, stated in his 2023 article that Inter Miami's Instagram had 1 million followers before Messi's arrival, and after it had grown to 11 million. This shows the cultural shift that's been happening in America within the sport. Another New York Times publisher, Roy Smith, stated in his 2023 article, Mas asked Jorge Messi's father and agent about his son's arrival, and he said that he had the opportunity to change soccer in the United States, and he really has. Me personally, I went to the game this weekend. I saw him play, and ticket prices have skyrocketed. It's went from like $50 to $500, and Messi coming to America has really made him like the ambassador for the sport in this country. These countries are rivaling each other in the market for players, as they're both trying to sign these big names and push their leagues and agendas. Rory Smith, a New York Times publisher, stated in his 2023 article, "Soccer is the ultimate prize in Saudi's push in sports. Benzema's signing offered a glimpse of the price tag. Leo Messi's rejection showed its limits. This shows that Messi, who was offered by Saudi a billion-dollar contract, turned it down to come to America because of the way that Saudi is run, and that he believes that America has more opportunity to build and develop the sport. Saudi, despite the money they've been pumping in, get these players, isn't always enough to bring them to their country. The influence of these countries is staggering and disrupting the world of soccer, and it will either be for the better or for the worse. Time will tell."